Welcome back to Ratang Does Sports. I am Ratang, your host, and welcome back to another video. I'm going to be discussing who I believe is the best starting 23 going into that first game against England at Ellis Park in the Nations Championship. Now, before we get started, make sure you like this video and give me a comment down below who you think should be the starting 23. If you love rugby content, if you love sports content in general, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and make sure that you follow all the socials, all linked down in the description below. Let us get started. Starting off with the front row. I believe our best front row right now with the selected players, in the 46 selected players, I believe the best front row is going to be Oxenchair, Malcolm Marx, and Wilco Louw. Now, this three has played together. They've played very well together, and I just don't see how we don't start these three. I mean, there's an argument to play Thomas du Toit, who is also a phenomenal scrummager, but I believe having two powerhouse scrummagers in Wilco Louw and Oxenchair really gives the scrum a lot of stability. And having a world-class, the best player in the world at the moment, as of last year that is, in Malcolm Marx, this front row is going to do incredibly well. Malcolm Marx right now is kind of our only real tested bona fide hooker in the current 46 plays. We have players like Johan Grobler, as well as who else do we have? Andre Hugo Venter, as well as players who can cover and do a job at hooker like Jan Hendrik Wessels or Marco van Staden. But the only bona fide certified hooker that we have at the moment is Malcolm Marx, which to me is a little bit of a concern. I would have loved to see Sipasetu Nebelele be in the 46 player roster, be able to maybe prove himself in training more. I think he had a great game against South Africa, against Zimbabwe, playing for South Africa A. And he is a bona fide hooker. Now, maybe the argument is, the level of physicality and the pace of the game, and just in general playing senior rugby, he hasn't fully got that under his belt. He's only just started playing for the Bulls. He had a couple of caps for the Bulls, but I would have loved to personally see him. I'm really enjoying this new class of young players like Riley Norton, Sipasetu, as well as Vusi Moyo, who I'm so happy is in this 46 player camp for the Nations Championship. Now, moving on to the lock pairing, I've gone for Eben Etzebeth and Ruan Nortje. Eben Etzebeth, 141 tests. I think it would be a joke for me and a joke of a lineup if I did not have him in the squad. Eben Etzebeth has proven time and time again why he has as many tests as he does. Now, Ruan Nortje, I am ecstatic that he is in this rotation of players. Ruan Nortje, for me, I believe he is the best lineup option that we currently have. In previous years, it would have been a Franco Mostert or a Louis de Jager, but seeing as the way he kind of broke onto the scene during the incoming series test last year in those couple of games against Italy, I really enjoyed seeing how he was able to kind of make himself our number one option at line-out time. Now, I was kind of going back and forth. Do I go with two experienced players like Eben and Nortje, or do I go with an experienced player and kind of a new and up-and-coming player who I think is extremely solid? Initially, I was going to go Eben Etzebeth and Riley Norton. Say what you want about the kid, he's young, whatever the case may be, but if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I believe Riley Norton is the epitomization of that phrase. I really enjoyed watching him play against the Barbarians. I thought he was super composed. He's a natural leader. I mean, captaining the SA Under-20s last year at the World Cup, captaining them this year as well. Riley Norton, for me, I believe he is ready to play Springbok first team rugby. There's a reason why he was chosen to play against the Barbarians yesterday. He played a full 80-minute game and he didn't disappoint. I really enjoyed him at line-out time when he was called upon, as well as with ball in hands and doing a lot of the dirty work, the pace to the rucks, the aggression at the rucks, the aggression in contact. I really appreciated. And thought that it would be able to translate well to a very physical game that we are going to experience against England, especially in that first test. So I thought there's a shout for Riley Norton, but looking at the bench, which I'll get to, I believe I made the right choice here in going for Eben Etzebeth as well as Ruan Nortje. Now, moving to the loose forwards quickly here, we have Siya Kolisi, our captain, Pieter-Steph du Toit, and Jasper Wiese. Jasper Wiese, there is no better 8 in the world. Argue with a rock, please. There's no better 8 in the world. He showed his talents in the Barbarians game, making many post-contact meters, making a lot of meters off of kickoff. That's something that is super underrated in today's games, that the kickoff is so important, and the kickoff is so scripted now, even to the point where if you struggle to get out of your own half, or out of your own 22, you are already playing on the back foot. And to have players like a Jasper Wiese or Andre Esterhuizen, who's able to get us out of our 22 over the gain line from the kickoff, really sets up well the back line and the pods of forwards to be able to start doing the hard yards and some of the dirty work. So, to recap, the forward pack is going to be Oxenchair, Malcolm Marx, and Wilco Louw. It is going to be then Eben Etzebeth and Ruan Nortje. And in the loose forward, to complete the pack of 8, is going to be Siya Kolisi, Pieter-Steph du Toit, and Jasper Wiese. Now, moving on to the back line. At scrum half, I have Grant Williams, and at fly half, I have Manie Libbok. Now, these two, I really enjoy this pairing. In my opinion, I believe that with the level of talent we have at the moment in this Springbok camp, that there are combinations that work really, really well. And I think the coaching staff have also realized this. Now, if Sasha Feinberg and Ngomezulu was fit, what I would choose here, it would likely be a Kobus Reinach paired with a Sasha Feinberg and Ngomezulu. But in this case, Sasha is not fit. Manie is fit, which I am also ecstatic about. He's had a great season playing in Japan. We have now Grant Williams and Manie Libbok in this scrum half and fly half pairing. I believe those two work the best. Not to say that Grant doesn't work well with Sasha or Kobus with Manie, but from the rugby that I've watched, I believe that these two are the best when they play together. They feed off really well with each other. They kind of know where each other want the ball, or rather, should I say, Grant knows exactly where Manie wants the ball, where to receive the ball, and they just seem to work really well together. Now, Manie Libbok will be very interesting to see him back in a green and gold shirt after some time. I would love to see where his kicking ability is at the moment. Close of last season, I believe he was sitting near enough about 72%, 75%. I'd love to see Manie in that sweet spot between 82 to about 87% in terms of kicking from the tee. I think in this Nations Championship, where a lot of games rather are going to be decided on fine margins, having a bona fide point kicker is going to be extremely essential for us. Now, going on to the center pairing, I've gone for the tried and tested Damian de Allende and Jesse Creel combination. I was racking my brain to see, do I start Esterhuizen? Do I start de Allende? Esterhuizen, phenomenal game against the Barbarians, showing why he's the best straight line running center in the world. Now, reason why I've started de Allende over Esterhuizen is I believe Esterhuizen for me is a big impact player in terms of coming off of the bench. If you had to give me a choice of de Allende off of the bench or Esterhuizen off of the bench, I'm choosing Esterhazen, because he comes on and he always gives a level of intent and always comes on with a bit of good energy. And whether we like it or not, Esterhazen is a utility player now. That experiment of him playing as a loose forward, whether people like it or not, it worked. It worked really well. He played well. He played well as a flank, and he is one of the best 12s in the world. Yeah, it was a very difficult decision deciding who to start in this case. Now, moving on to the back three. At the wings, I have Edwin van der Merwe and Cheslin Colby, and at fullback, I have Damian Willemse. Edwin van der Merwe at the moment for me, after those 3 tries he scored, I think it'd be very harsh to drop him. I believe he had a phenomenal game. Besides scoring 3 tries, what he offers us besides try scoring is he's phenomenal defensively. He reads the game very, very well in broken play, as well as his collection of the high ball is second to none. There aren't many better wingers in South Africa or the world, to be honest, that are as good as in high ball collection as Edwin van der Merwe is. And with players like Marnie Libok and Grant Williams, who 9 times out of 10 put the ball in the air on the money, we need players like a Cheslin Colby, a Edwin van der Merwe, who can get up really well, contest really well, and give us that forward momentum that we need. Now, obviously, that's not to say that Kurtley Arendse, who is also in this 46-man squad, does not give me that. But I think it'd be very unfair to drop Edwin van der Merwe, seeing what he has done for us in a Springbok jersey thus far. He has averaged about 2.3, 2.4, 2.5 tries per game, and that cannot go unnoticed or unrewarded. To recap that backline, it is Grant Williams, Marnie Libok, Damon Delendi, Jesse Creel, and then the back three is going to be Edwin van der Merwe, Cheslin Colby, and Damian Willemse. Right, Damian Willemse. Willemse, he is our 15. He's the best 15 choice at the moment. Fussy, I was a bit disappointed in his performance on the weekend against the Barbarians. I think he let himself down. Fussy for me is a player that the moment he tries to force the envelope a bit, you see him, for lack of a better term, trying too hard. I don't believe that's the best Fussy that we have. Fussy's a player that plays the best when he is in flow state, when the game is coming to him, when he's not thinking too much about the game, when he's reacting to things. But the moment he tries to force things, we see him doing too much sometimes. But I do have him on my bench, which I will get there now. So, on the bench, I have gone for a 5-3 split. I don't see us playing a 6-2 against England unless we're really looking to be physically dominant. 7-1 split, I think that's something of the past. I don't see us doing that much in this season, especially with not having the full personnel that we would want to have. So, in this case, with the 5-3, I have gone for the forwards. I have gone for Andre Hugo Venter, who I think had a pretty good game against the Barbarians, Zachary Porthen, and Thomas du Toit. Now, I thought about putting a Jan-Hendrik Wessels in here, a player who can cover loose head, tight head, as well as hooker. But in this game against England, the scrum is going to be vital, and Thomas du Toit and both Zachary Porthen are great scrummagers. Not to say that Jan-Hendrik Wessels isn't, but you have two props who just play prop. And I believe that Andre Hugo Venter is good enough to be able to give us a young 25-minute spell coming off of the bench for Malcolm, or give us a good 40 minutes or a good 20 minutes. I think he has that in his tank. Now, then to finish off the forwards, I've gone for Franco Mostert, who's just another phenomenal option at line-out time, and also just he's been in the squad for a very long time, and I think it would be unjust not to have him in the squad. And then my final forward might be controversial to some, and even to myself, my opinions of this player. It is very interesting that I've put him in the squad, but I've gone for Ivan Roos. Ivan Roos, for me, he's like Apalele Fassi. Really good player, exceptional player. He scores a lot of tries. He has really good ball going forward. He can create a lot. Ivan Roos can. What my issue with him is, and I hate saying this because I'm a big proponent of hard work, but I feel like he tries to push the envelope a little bit too much. Times when you should be releasing the ball, a couple of times in the Barbarians game where he's not really like running in a straight channel, he's kind of veering off, and I'm looking wide and I'm seeing 2 Barbarian plays and then 3 Springbok plays. I'm like, if we let the ball go, the plays we have out wide, draw one man in, pass, we're likely going to be down scoring a try or in the opposition 22. And I feel like he enjoys the ball in his hand too much. I really respect his work rate, his strength, and his power, but the presence of mind to give a ball or to not make these rash decisions, like, I mean, I feel like I saw him taking the ball out of Grant Williams' hand, trying to play a pick and drive, which isn't an issue, but it can come to his detriment at times. But I think personally, I've seen him mature a lot, but I just want to see that little bit extra of presence of mind of needing to stay in the system, look for the pass, as an bumper guy, get into contact, get the arms free, let the ball go more often than what I'm currently seeing. But nonetheless, he is still in my 23. I think he does deserve, based off of his season with the Stormers, I believe he does deserve a right to be in this first game 23. Now, moving on to the backline players quickly. I've got Kobus Reinach, Vusi Moyo, and Apalele Fassi. Kobus Reinach, I think, will give us a good 25-20 minutes coming off of the bench for Grant Williams. Apalele Fassi, he's a utility player. He can play on the wing, he can play fullback, and if need be, we don't even need to replace Willemse. We could replace a player like Dielendi, have Willemse play 12, Fassi play 15. There's a lot of combinations we can do. But the player that I'm most excited about is Vusi Moyo. Now, some backstory on Vusi Moyo. I actually played rugby with Vusi Moyo. We were in the same under 12 and under 13 Lions team back in the day, and he always had this above trait, nonchalant type of way of playing rugby. I mean, he just made rugby look extremely easy, and even in practice, trying to tackle this guy, it is impossible. He's a big boy now. He's strong. He's stocky, but back then he used to be skinny, quick, and yeah. But nonetheless, Vusi Moyo, I absolutely love him as a fly half. I think, like I said, he makes the game look easy. He has a certain level of poise which you wouldn't characterize for a player of his age and of his experience. Certain world-class fly halves don't have the same level of poise and presence of mind on being able to read the game. Also, I mean, Rassie Erasmus said it himself. He just swings his leg and the ball goes miles. But what is his biggest asset is his mind, the way he reads the game. Being able to be involved in in a try in the game yesterday. That is due, in the Barbarians game on Saturday. That is due to his ability to read the game, to position himself well. You look at, a player like Yakin Ahmed versus Avusi Moyo. Not to say that Yakin Ahmed is a bad player, but some of the things like running off of the hip of players when you're doing certain lineup moves are just the things that he comes naturally to him. When he came onto the field, he didn't look out of place. He didn't. The game wasn't coming at him. He was dictating the pace from receiving the ball, and I think that is what we need. A little bit of a new face in the fly half sector. It's been Pollard, Sasha, and Marnie for a while now, and in my opinion, I feel like Pollard now, he is beyond his best years, and I feel like he needs to move now into more of an role, like a Franz Steyn role, like a Villy role, in terms of you're there to encourage the young bucks, but you're not fully involved. Do you know what I mean? You come on to give us a good 15 minutes. Maybe we need a penalty, or we need a kick, or we need a drop goal. Then you're coming onto the pitch. But I think Pollard's best years are behind him, which saddens me, because Pollard was one of my favorite players for the better part of the last 8 years. But now I feel like we need to move on from that project, and we need to start with Project Vusi Moyo, Sasha Feinberg Ngomezulu, and Mani Lebok, and possibly a Q1 Horn. But folks, that is my 23. Let me run through it real quick. It is Oxenche, Malcolm Marx, Vilko Low. We have Ibn Etzubeth, Ruan Norkia, Sia Khaleesi, Peter Steph Dutoy, Jasper Visa. And then in the backline, we have Grant Williams, Mani Lebok, Edwin van der Merwe, Damian Dialendi, Jesse Creel, Cheslin Colby, and Damian Willemse to complete the starting 15. Then on the bench, we've gone with the 5-3 split, and we have gone for Andre Hugo Venter, Zachary Pothen, Thomas Dutoy, Franco Mostert, Evan Roos to complete the forwards on the bench, and then we've gone for Kobus Reinach, Vusi Moyo, and Apalele Fasi to complete the backline players on the bench. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think that I've lost my marbles? I've got it absolutely wrong. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I should sell this microphone tomorrow because of the nonsense that has come out of my mouth. Or do you think I'm right? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know your 23 on who you would start. Now, if you are ready for the Springboks season, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. If you are ready for more Bok Rugby and more Bok content, like this video, follow all the socials, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.